You are doing calisthenics wrong. Believe me, at this rate you will harm yourself and eventually give up on training if you continue to do what you are doing now. To prevent this, it's important to know these 7 calisthenics insights to progress faster and safer. The first insight I learned on my calisthenic journey is consistency over short-term spark of motivation. When I was younger, I was always obsessed over those motivation videos on YouTube to get more motivated to train with the fire in my eyes. But the problem is I hadn't a specific goal that will inspire me itself. I was doing it for no reason, simply because I saw someone on TikTok, YouTube doing this insane stuff, planche front levers, but I just didn't understand why I'm doing it. What is my own purpose of getting better in calisthenics area. And when this motivation started to fade, I wasn't so motivated to train as before, and I was thinking about what's the problem, why I'm not no longer inspired by it as I used to be. The reason was hidden in understanding of why I actually should do this. And over a long period of time, I got it. And I began to think, why do I actually do calisthenics? To be motivated not by short-term motivation, but by long-term goal. And I found my goal to be to show people that it's actually possible to achieve great results in calisthenics in any conditions. Because I was born with Poland syndrome, I have a lack of pectoral muscle on the right side, and each calisthenics skill, each movement is way harder for me, but it doesn't the obstacle for me. I have the goal and I'm going for it, because I understand that once it's achieved, I'm able to prove to people that you have no obstacles in front of you and on your journey. And when I realized this goal, man, I promise you, I become unstoppable. So it's absolutely crucial for you to set a goal. I won't say you trivial goals, get bigger, learn front lever, but you will probably want to say, but wait, I need some examples, inspiration. But let's face it, this is everyone's business and only you yourself know what goal to set. And once it's set, man, I promise you, you no longer need that spark of motivation. You will be consistent and disciplined towards that desired goal. So man, find your own. The next insight you should know is strengthen your wrist. The reason why I'm talking about it right now is because I've injured my wrist recently and I realized how important this area of your body in calisthenics actually is. So long story short, I had a pull day, I warmed up my body for pulling movements, and in the rest between sets I just accidentally started to want to do handstand. You know, I haven't prepared my wrist for this skill, but I just accidentally went and got the desire inside to try this handstand, and I just heard this crack in my wrist. And from that time I still feel pain in my wrist. And since then I started to strengthening them, doing stretching, mobility for my wrists to get them stronger, because actually those skills, planche, handstand, they all strain your wrist joints that actually not so good. Therefore, to prevent any injuries, you should work on their mobility, stretching and strengthening. And also I've bought these wrist wraps recently to wrap my wrist before each hard set, and I hope this will help me a lot, but for now I can't suggest you to buy it because I haven't experienced it in practice. And to be honest, I found those arm wrestling exercises very useful for the grip strength. Those movements with a dumbbell, if you have one, are actually very great for the strength of your wrists. Those movements, you know, like protraction, supination, they are all incredible. But if you don't have additional equipment and that's all what bodyweight workouts about, then you need to be focused simply on doing those stretching movements. You can do it like me right now for each arm or on the floor. Just do some exercises that can strengthen your wrist after the main session, or you can dedicate the whole session for the wrists, for example. The next mind-blowing insight is hybrid training is a game changer. You probably know that usually calisthenic athletes focused on body weight, high reps range, doing the movement very quickly and striving for more and more reps in basic exercises such as pull-ups. But the truth is, once you get better in it and you can complete 20 pull-ups easily with a perfect form, clean one, then you can start thinking about adding that extra weight, putting your backpack on your waist, or buying some, additional equipment for it. That's all essential to progress even faster. So hybrid training is actually can be called like street lifting. This is the area in calisthenics when the athletes focused on doing one max rep with the biggest possible weight. But it doesn't mean that you should be doing only those one max reps with the biggest weight you can possibly imagine. No, I'm just talking about incorporating extra weight in your workout routines once you are strong enough. On my personal experience, I can do weighted pull-ups in the beginning of the pull day, so I've really started to incorporate those weighted sets before doing bodyweight stuff. So your workout structure can look like that. Calisthenic skills, practicing them for 20 minutes, doing some exercise with additional weight, pull-ups, push-ups, and then you're going slightly forward to the bodyweight stuff. If you haven't tried this yet, you just don't understand of benefits of it. The fourth insight is very important for those who is gonna to go forth and achieve really decent results in calisthenics, is don't stagnate in one place, go harder. Your primary goal is to go in harder each session. It can be whether doing one more rep, in doing additional set, improving your exercise technique. It can be actually also resting less between sets and adding extra weight. So you can follow all these 5 methods to enhance your workout intensity and apply progressive overload. The reason why it's so important is to stimulate the muscles growth, make them adapt to that load, harder load than it was in the previous workout. So if you actually want to achieve decent results in calisthenics, you definitely shouldn't be following the workout program for years. You need to go harder. Even in that current workout program you have, you need to add 1 rep each session, improve your exercise technique, and in general make your routines harder day by day. So if you haven't been following this insight, then you miss a lot of gains, man. Include mobility and flexibility work. Okay, let me explain you why it's important. In calisthenics there are tons of exercises that require full range of motion, probably in every exercise, yeah? For example, let's take deep push-ups. When you go too low, it's actually very dangerous for your shoulder joints, and there is the chance to tear some of your chest muscles or even shoulder. The reason why I'm saying to you to work on that mobility and flexibility is so that those movements were actually safe for you and you haven't felt some uncomfortable feelings in your joints. Even regular pull-ups, when you work on your shoulder mobility with resistance band, for example, yeah, this position is getting easier for you and the chance of getting injured and harm yourself is dramatically decreased. Oh my god, my English is so fucking good. The way you should improve that mobility and flexibility, same as strengthening your wrists. Simply spend 5-15 minutes after the main session on doing those mobility movements, for example like this, or just take a resistance band and start rotating it over your body like that. You can also do regular stretching on your hamstrings, legs in general, for example to make that L-sit cleaner and whatnot. There is actually a channel on YouTube doing videos about mobility, flexibility in calisthenics. You probably know him. It's SaturnoMovement, so I'll link some of his sessions below in the description so you can give it a shot, because this guy is actually a professional in mobility and flexibility in calisthenics. He does just impossible stuff for the normal human being. So if you want to implement those mobility and flexibility work, definitely try one of his sessions. The next insight is very important for you, is eat like a king. Usually calisthenics athletes neglect this because, you know, they are just focused on learning that calisthenics skill, getting better in the movement in general. But eating is important as well as in bodybuilding, because There and here you work on muscles and you work on them daily in each session. But those muscles need to be recovered, and to recover them, sleeping or massage is actually important, but it's not enough for recovering. Therefore, eating is absolutely essential. For example, you're eating just grandmother's cakes. I have nothing against grandmother's cakes, they are amazing. But if you are just focused on them, you're actually consuming just carbs, no protein, no fats. I know it can be frustrating to calculate calories and choose health products over instant gratifications. It can be tough sometimes. But here is a simple rule for you. For the first time, you need to be just focused on consuming 3 eggs, 1 chicken leg or fillet, and 100 of cottage cheese. That's it. In addition, you can add some nuts, buckwheat, some oats. But in general, here are some rules exactly for protein products. Be just focused on them for the first time and then evolve this diet, adding some additional stuff that can enhance your workout effectiveness. So don't put workouts over nutrition. This is also very important, and if you really dedicate yourself to nutrition as well as workouts, then your workouts and the results in general in calisthenics will just skyrocket. Alright, the last but not least insight that absolutely everyone should know, especially you, my man, is rest from 2 to 3 minutes between sets. I said this is important because this is the answer to the question about the duration of the workout and actually how many minutes I need to rest between sets. So let me explain. For 3 minutes you rest between heavy compound multi-joint exercises such as pull-ups, Australian pull-ups, deadlift and stuff like that. And for 2 minutes you rest between isolating movements. For example, it can be bodyweight, overhead, triceps extensions, bar biceps curls, something that engage only one muscle group, usually small muscle group. And once you rest for 3 minutes between heavy exercises and for 2 minutes between easy exercises, you shouldn't no longer worry about the workout duration. Because usually people say don't train more than 1 hour on 1 hour and a half, because you can get overtrained. But the reason why people get overtrained is because they don't rest enough between sets. They rest for 1 minute doing 1 rep maximum in dips, or for even 1.5 minutes doing 5 reps in dips with heavy weights, you know. You actually don't need care about workout duration. Here is the answer. 3 minutes for rest between heavy exercises and 2 minutes rest between isolated exercises. And when your workout is done following this structure, actually it will be about 1 hour, 1 and a half, but even if it's 2 hours, it doesn't mean that you will get overtrained. Because what you did is you rest enough between sets and you let your body to recover for the next following set. That's why you won't get overtrained. So definitely follow all these 7 absolutely essential insights in calisthenics and in bodyweight workouts to enhance their effectiveness and progress faster and safer. Also, you can grab the best bodyweight workout programs by clicking on the top link in the description. There are 3 levels of progress in calisthenics for beginners, intermediate and advanced. You can choose one that matches the best of your current experience in calisthenics and start building your muscles and decent foundations in calisthenics for the future destinations. Thank you a lot for watching, I appreciate it. Consider subscribing, hit thumbs up and see you brother the next video. Success to you, man.